welcome to Minecraft Daily Builds. Yes, hello. I actually started on it yesterday, so this is what I built then. Uh, just need to fix up this. Let's see. A string prevents the growth, so it just allows it to maintain the look. See, like for here I got string, here I got string, just to keep it looking alright. Alright, And so like yesterday I used this block palette for the actual tower. So you have more of the darker things, the darker gradient coming from the bottom, moving up into the basalt and concrete up there. And up here with the main room, I have it surrounded by the more lighter gray palette, which is these 3 blocks, which just builds a little bit of contrast between the main building and the actual tower shaft. If you guys want to see the insides, I used like a sort of uneven lanterns for the lighting, just so because basically the problem with this build is that I did it on a even block symmetry. So like if I want to have a symmetrical lighting source, I'll have to use 4 lights. So that basically brought me with the theme of using uneven lanterns, which just allows it to maintain the symmetry and the lighting, but also add a little bit of asymmetrical design just to keep it less repetitive. So yeah, I just have basic things like a bed, some cactuses or cacti, painting, and storage, anvil, furnaces, the stuff that you would need in a normal world. Yeah, probably should have done more interior here. So yeah, I think today I'm going to be focusing on more of like a landscape. So like instead of doing something more like a tower, I might do like a mountain or more like a cliff. I don't know, just practice, getting more of a natural feel to shape. So I'm going to be using more slabs, because as you can hear, I use mostly like full blocks, a little bit of texturing with stairs and walls, but that's it. And then I did a small amount of landscaping around the bottom, just adding a few azalea bushes, some bamboo, some moss, and then of course the coarse dirt and rooted dirt, just to add a little bit more texture to the area, so it doesn't just look like a build that's just on a super flat world. You have a slight bit of sort of mixture between the world and the actual tower. So I'll do it over here. Day 2. Alright. So for a log palette for this one, I'm going to be using stone and andesite, or cobblestone, stone, and andesite almost exclusively. So I'll get my stone, get my andesite, and then I might use a few like walls and stuff. So actually, I'll just put down the basic blocks. So we have that. Then we need to find the more natural section, which is around here. There's the stone, and here's the andesite. So this one, for this build that you could see, it's more of a gradient starting from darker and going up. You can see kind of what I'm going to do around this top area. So instead of having a gradient going from bottom to top, I'm going to have like sort of veins of different types. So just to demonstrate the method I'm going to be using, I'll just use the ground. So we have our standard, I'll do standard stone. So like for example, here's our normal stone thing. I'll put like a little bit of texturing with stairs. So it's not going to look exactly like this, and I'll have more of a curve. So like an outward curve and then curve. And then I'll have stuff like this. So because cobblestone is more extreme than andesite, and I want to show it more roughing up, I'm going to do, try to see if I have it in here, over here. See, like for over here, I had cobblestone as the base, and then I'd have powder as the middle, and andesite as the outside. So like whenever I wanted to bring in, for example, cobblestone, I'll bring in the cobblestone here. We bring it in. We have to have a transition because of how high this contrast is. Transition between the andesite into the cobblestone, which just brings a little bit of extra detail. And just like that, we would have a textured area with a vein. Could even have it like branch off this way and continue with a little bit more andesite. And yeah. So like if I were to continue this, I would put stone here, andesite there, stone, stone. And that would be pretty much my vein. Yeah. So that's kind of the texturing I'm going to be going for on this sort of cliff. Just that kind of texturing. And then before you begin to build, it's nice to just go in and leave a layout. So I'm going to get some red concrete here. Also get some grass. Get some grass to patch up these holes. Yeah, what I'm basically trying to do in this series is sort of just learn how to be better at building. Because, that's about where I'm at. Hoping to get better. So like for here, I'm going to do more of a starts inside and then goes outside. So we have it bring it up. Slowly bring it up. Bring it in one more. And then when it comes near the top, it's going to go back out. Ah, that's too much. Too much curve. So that was more for natural, it would just fall over. So it's really just about tweaking it, making sure it looks at least slightly realistic. So we'll have the slight starting curve, goes up a bit, goes up a bit more, goes slightly off, and then comes back out at the top. There. That seems like a nice start for the cliff. And so now we'll basically just incorporate more of the, you can have it cave in more at some spots. I'm just going to do an outline. So I'm going to have it come out here. So it slowly bulges out and then it cuts back. And what I can do with this is I can allow for a pathway to build up. So we'll have a pathway like sort of starting here, it approaches up and around, just so it becomes more of a confined pathway rather than a just straight up stairs. So it adds a little bit of mystique to it. And for that I'll probably use more of a spruce palette. See, so here we can add a little bit of differing, areas. So like a stray block there, maybe a stray block here. Just add a little bit of texturing, and then like we can go something like this. Yeah, that looks fine. And then go up a bit. I'm gonna make sure I keep it steep though, just so that the path has a use. Because if you allow it to be not very steep, then the path wouldn't have like an actual use in the real world. So it takes away from sort of the realism of the build. And so there, I'm pretty much just making sure I keep it with curve and make sure because when it was like this, it kind of cut back too fast. So I went ahead and added to it in order to make it cut back not as fast, to make the bulge more gradual. So here again, go up 2, go here, and then whenever I do something more like this, I might add in a stair or a slab. So like I'll go like that, just to add a little bit more elevation change. Here I need a little bit more change. I'll do that. Yeah. That means here I can just go straight up and then out. That looks good. You can kind of see it take shape. Here, I'll just add that. There we go. And then for the bulge, bring it up a bit. Maybe have it do more of a upward bulge, so I can bring this out faster, so I could do more of a something like this, to where it goes straight up for a bit. Maybe a slight bit in there, and then you can see it immediately protruding outward. There we go. Just bringing in the cliff. I might want to change one of these two because they're too similar, and because this one's normal, I'll just take away. Actually, I can bring this up one, just to add more of a curve down. Bring the eye towards the middle, and then over here, I'm gonna have to bring this back, so I'll leave it out for 1, and then actually I'm gonna have to add another block here if I want to leave that out 1. Bring it up 4, because this side I have it up 3, and I'll need to bring up this area a little bit, just so it's not a flat area, like that, and then 1 there. There we go. Looks fine. Bring up here. It's like here I'll put a slab. There we go. And then finally, just raise up this side. And so that's just gonna be my basic cliff. Actually, I think I need to. That's fine. And so now, in order to differentiate block ballots, I'm gonna go ahead and use some blue concrete for the path, and then I'll do some green concrete to represent the more grassy area at the top. Do light blue. And some lime. Place that. So what's gonna happen is the path's gonna begin on the ground. It's gonna slowly build up using more like supports. I'll maybe use some like campfires for texturing of the path. So yeah, we have our path winding up. Making sure it stays pretty close to the area, just to make sure that it doesn't look like it's too floating off the ground. And if I wanted to, I could even bring this down and make it its own cliff. So instead of having like more of a wood path up, I could have a cliff path up and make this more stone. I might actually end up doing that. Yeah, and that's just kind of my rough draft of the path. So I'll go ahead and go through once I'm building the other cliff. Here I have to go get red concrete back. It's not normal. It's there. So yeah, now here I'm just gonna go through, build up a bit of a more cliffy feel for the path. See, I'm gonna have it more like wind up. Maybe in order to keep it from looking too stale, I can add a little bit of height on the cliff, and then I'll probably put some fences there. So I'm most likely gonna stray from the main stone, change this path into cobblestone, maybe have a slight bit of wood. Yeah, this is gonna be the most difficult part over here, just because of the height difference. In fact, I'm building more top down rather than bottom up. I'm probably gonna change this area, because if we walk up, it kind of feels a little too steep around here. So I'm actually gonna shift this back one. Shift it back. That's gonna lead to me shifting this back. So I'll just go to destroy this area. So what I do here, bring it out one more. Have it go up now. And then I can bring it up to the top. And so yeah, that just makes it a little bit more smooth. So it's not as jumpy. Cause like even down here, I can bring this out a bit. Yeah, that looks better. Just to make sure I have enough smooth to allow for nice slabs that you're able to walk up it nicely. Because if they're too close together, you can't really accomplish that. So over here, I'm actually just going to add a little bit of a divot in, just so you can see it more coming out. So actually, go ahead and start that earlier. We bring this back, and then have it go out, and then into it. So I can do more of a, goes in slightly, and then comes out to match the path. So have it go in slightly, and then come out further than what it was. Actually, that might just go in a little bit. There we go. That's more of what I was looking for. Just a protrusion. And over here, I'll take away 2 there. Just so I'm able to do more of that. Have it come out of it. And then I can finish it up right here. Just like that. Add a little bit of variety down here. Maybe bring this one up 3. Bring that up 2. And then I don't really like that area right now. Top looks a little strange. This in. Needs to be there. This up, that there. And then to finish up this area. Then add a little bit of variety up here. And there we go. So that's sort of the cliff side that I'm going to try to build. So this is kind of my template for what I'm going to go off. I'm going to slowly start replacing blocks within this. Alright. So we begin. Just sort of do one section at a time. We're just going to over. And I'll start on my first vein here. So start with a cobblestone. Bring it up. Maybe have it come back over. All the way, and go all the way up. 1, 2. And then I could also have it split off right here and go up here. And then maybe have it go down and right there. Now I go through the andesite, fill in some of the areas where it might, split off, look like more worn over dirt, or, sorry, stone. Just make sure not to fully surround it, because then it will look, not very natural. Alright, now we go over this area and fill it back in with stone. And then once I'm actually finished with the areas, that should probably go back one. Once I'm done with the areas, I'll go back in with the more of slabs and walls, just add a little bit more texture. Actually, the back doesn't really matter for this, because I'm just doing sort of the front of the cliff. Alright, so yeah, that's kind of that area of the cliff complete. You can see the cobblestone vein, and then the slight andesite presence near it, and then as that slowly fades into the stone on the outsides. Though I should probably replace these with andesite and then add some stone up here, just to make it look more veiny. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm going to transform all of this area into the sort of veiny patchwork that's this, and then I'll come back through in the path and so trying to think of what I should do for like the block palette for the path. I might just make it the same palette as this and just add more slabs, just so that's a nice run up. Or I might add like some fences. I can either do that, or I can do a more to dirt gravel and make it look like a more, you know, mountainy path. It's like a hiking trail. I'll leave that up to, I guess you guys can decide. Whichever one you want. So here, go through, make my cobblestone vein. I'll have one that splits up, and then one that goes down. Split there and split there. Alright, now we got one with the andesite. And now we go through and fill it all with stone. There we go. So you can see kind of what I'm going for. Okay. Actually, I'll just go ahead and put down my block palette here, just to show kind of what I'm using, because I want to, through these builds, use more variety. And then I'll actually start one from up here, just to finish off this sort of cliffside. And so I'll have one split off this way, maybe go up here a bit, and then have it go down to over to the side, and then up to there. And then I'll have this side come down here, split there, and to there. This side will come over to here, and then go down to over one and in there. So that's my cobblestone done. Come in with the andesite, put a little here, into there, one there, put these two blocks, these three, this one, this one, this one. And now it's stone time. Actually, this should be andesite.
something here. There we go. That looks more smooth. And then finally up here. This should probably go out too. It's all about just making sure it doesn't look very flat. See, like that still looks a little flat to me. So I'm actually just going to bring out this entire area. Like that. Add the support. Maybe a bit of stone. Bring down one andesite right there. A little bit of andesite right here. And there we go. That's sort of the front cliff complete. It's just keeping it looking more natural, because if it's just a flat line, it doesn't really look like that. See, like, an example of detailing of what I'm about to do over here, as you can see how I put a little bit of the walls, making it look more rustic, some walls up here. And then you have sort of the stairs here, which just adds some depth, more stairs. And so that can be used, I'm just kind of showing you, it can be used on more than natural stuff, like even in normal builds like this, just adds a sort of age to the structure. So yeah, just have this small section left, and then I'll be done with the cliff. So one more vein, I have to go up over here, come back here, get those two, and then bring it over to there. See, because I don't have that much area left, and I want to have cobblestone be sort of my most minimal block. I make sure not to add it too much, and then I can finally come in with the stone. I'll even do this area here, just the top. And then right here, stone, stone, and stone, stone. There you go. So there's sort of the cobblestone or the cliff area complete. So now we'll go through and actually do the trail. So for trail block palette, I like to use, where is it? I would use my ceiling, but I don't really think it fits here. So I use coarse dirt. If there was grass, I wouldn't use dirt. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna use dirt. I use gravel. Just gravel. We use rooted dirt. There's the gravel. And then I also use stone buttons just to bring in the petals. Or pebbles. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those down here. And then as for a fence post, I'm just gonna use normal oak as a sort of, you know, it's both a way to keep you from falling off the path if you use it regularly, and it adds a sort of use to it. So, fence. Take the oak fence. And so like an example of what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a sort of path like this. Go put some stone buttons, make them dispersed. One there. And then on the outside, I'm gonna have a little bit of sort of fence posts on the stone looking like that. Make sure not to like fully connect them, just to make it look slightly more man-made. So now I actually need the grass. replace all of this. Oops. Right. That's andesite. No. Hold up. Rooted dirt over andesite. I'm just gonna go ahead and look through and make sure there's nothing else. I might do a little bit of dirt path. I don't know yet, so I'll just put it on there just in case. Alright, so we have the entrance to a little area. And here I'm gonna have mainly have gravel be more in the middle. Have it be more of my like I did the cobblestone here, cause it's more natural. And have the rooted dirt near that. Should have a little bit of overlap. Rooted dirt, coarse dirt, coarse dirt. Now gravel is probably going to be sort of a pain on this build because of the way it's sort of set up. And then I'm also probably going to do stone slabs. I thought I got better. Stone slabs just allow you to be able to easily run up it. So for example, I put a little bit of a fence post here. Have it go like that. Rooted dirt there. Actually, delete that. And then gravel. Yeah, this is why it's kind of annoying to build with gravel on elevated paths. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna go through and do all the gravel first. Maybe add a little bit more dirt here. Some coarse dirt, coarse dirt, coarse dirt. There we go. And then a few stone buttons, maybe there, there, here, here, and there. That'll be rooted dirt. And then I'll have a small patch of dirt right here. Just to make sure it's not all gravel. So with gravel there, gravel here, gravel here. These three will be gravel. It'd actually be smart just to go look at there, just because I'm getting higher up, so that saves more time. Coarse dirt, coarse dirt. See there, you can kind of see the path that's going to wind up. And then I might actually just put torches along there later on. Rooted dirt, coarse dirt, gravel, 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 rooted dirt, coarse dirt. So yeah, there's sort of the trail. Add a little bit of fencing there, up here, over here. That'd be those three. And finally up here. So I'll actually make this area blue. There we go. So that's all the gravel I'm gonna do. This one's gonna take a while. never mind. I stand corrected. Rooted dirt, coarse dirt, coarse dirt, rooted dirt. Bring this out a bit. That's too many fences back to back. Oops. And then I'll add 2 fences here, just to draw the person walking up. Actually, put them there and there. Do this. And then put a path, 2 paths there. Just leading them up into this area. And I'll also put a rooter there. There. So there's sort of the path. You can see it winding up the side. Go ahead and get some. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do half of it in stone slabs, and I'll do actually part of it in granite slabs, and then a small area of it with wood, just to see which looks best. So we start out with the stone slabs. Okay. Then we do the granite slabs, just because it's the closest we have to a dirt slab. In this final area, I'll do wood slab, just to match the fence. So out of these, I think the stone slabs that are here look better, the best. The problem is they're kind of covering up a disproportionately large amount of dirt, so I'm gonna have to go through with dirt just to make it look less stony, look more like a beaten path. Actually, I'll just use dirt paths for that. Oop. So it's about need dirt and then this in front. Yeah, that looks better. And this also adds a small amount of texture. It's not that noticeable, you can see the slight depth. Place that there, that there, that there. And then maybe one more down here. 2 more down here, actually. With that and that. Actually, for this. Okay, now we go through with our slabs. Make sure everything's filled out. So you have the experience of walking up this. You walk up it, then you turn. Turn again, and then it opens up to this area. I don't know if I'm going to do something over there. I might. So now it's time to texture. Actually, I need to bring them. First of all, I gotta bring back the buttons. Buttons, return. Why'd I put buttons? Alright. Got our stone button back. Just to make the appearance of more of the like pebbles or small stones littering the path. There we go. And that's what the path looks like. There's the elevator view. You can have it. You can see it wrap around. And from the ground, you can see it move up. Right. So I'm gonna start out with stone walls and more of that stuff. So cobblestone walls. I'm mainly gonna do walls. I'm just gonna do walls, slabs, and stairs for cobblestone. Actually, I'm not gonna need cobblestone walls because cobblestone's kind of not necessarily my main one. Okay, so I got andesite stairs, and then normal stone stairs. Stone slab. Controls are not the best. So I'll do andesite walls, stairs, and slabs. So yeah, that's 7. I should have 7. So yeah. So what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll just replace something like that, just add slightly more depth. Maybe replace that as a slab. Add walls to those two. Make this a stair. Slabs. Stone stair. Stone stair. Andesite stair. Andesite stair. It's just basically following the motion. It's like you're not really going to want to do something like deleting this and making that an upside down stair. It doesn't follow the way that this sort of goes. It goes up and then it goes back. And because that kind of cuts into it, doesn't fit the motion of this curve. So, there we go. Got a stair. There we go. Andesite stair. Yeah. Not really a fan of that actually. So rather I'll just slab that. Slab this. Slab here. 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 Stairs here. Slab there. Slab there. Stairs. I'm gonna add a little bit more on this bottom layer, so maybe some stairs there. Slab there. And then I'll come through with some walls. So maybe 2 walls there. 2 walls come down from there. Wall there. Yeah, that looks pretty detailed. So yeah, that's the cliff with the path. And then I'll add a slight amount of just sort of like a platform up top. So it's all about deciding. I don't know if I should do it more of a overhang, so like something more like a this. Something like that. Or I could have the cliff be the overhang and make it something more like this. So it builds off of the cliff. So it reaches back. Something more like that. So I'll go ahead and let whoever's here decide which one you really want. Personally, I don't really know. normally I would do the overhang. I still don't know how well it's going to work over here, so I might actually have to have a overhang. I'll get like an overhang right here, then have it cut back over here. Go ahead and start this back here, because it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the overhang over here. Like that, like that. Keep this one normal. Pull that one out. These two normal. Pull that one out. Pull that out. And then over here I can actually just bring it back like that. And then I'll add a slight bed. Actually, I'll probably just put a pond up here. So just go to mark the area of the pond. There's the pond. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Alright. So what I'm gonna do, bring in the grass block, bring in the normal dirt. And what I'm gonna have to do is just replace a few of these with normal dirt. These will be grass. There we go. Over here, grass, 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 dirt, grass. And I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in grass over here as a placeholder. Before I actually do the more water terraforming. Hello, scrums. Right now I'm just going ahead and creating sort of a upper little pond area for this. Yep, that looks fine. Some dirt, some grass. You can see through right there. Do that. Huh? I'm doing something right now. Sorry for the interruption. I'm actually gonna go ahead and make this area slightly deeper. Good. Then a trick to make sure you would have everything be full deep is you actually cover that up with a block that's different than your normal one. And then you fill up the top layer with water. Get all water sources. Then you can come through and break these blocks. And now these are water sources, so you don't have to deal with the mess of that area. Right, there we go. And now, go to the nature pad. I'll add a few drip leaves. Mix through the water. Just one there. One there. Seagrass. A few ferns maybe. Surrounding the area. A few lily pads on top. And then I'll put some seagrass at the bottom. If I can find it. Where is it? So that's the infested stone. I'm 100% blind right now. Coral maybe? There it is. Some seagrass. Some kelp. There we go. And then they actually added mud in this update, didn't they? Yes, they did. That's muddy mangrove bricks, not mud. Where is the mud? They added it, right? Slightly changing the style of it. Of dirt. Just adding a little bit of variety. Where's the variety? Where is the mud? I have to search it. There it is. What does packed mud look like? Is it useful here? No. and then just add a little bit of touches. I'm just gonna use a little bit of bone meal and then destroy the flowers that are left behind. These flowers don't really fit this build. Jeez. Book. I was like, why are there so many enchanted books there? There we go. So just like that, that's build number 1, technically on stream, but build number 2 in this world, complete. I will see you guys all, maybe tomorrow, maybe a few days after, and make sure to like and subscribe, and